You getting sick and tired of buying ice and filling your tub with it just to be able to have a cold plunge? Yep, we know the feeling. Cold plunging itself provides large enough barriers to get in. We don't need any more. That's where chillers come into the picture. In our opinion, they're a staple in your setup if you're a serious cold plunger or are planning to be. If you aren't sick of buying ice yet, I promise you will be. But a big hurdle with chillers is the price tag, for high-end chillers ranging typically between $3,000 and $5,000. That's why we've set out to testing a lot of the chillers on the market that bring all your necessary functions without the massive price tag. And today we're talking about the Warrior Max 1 horsepower Wi-Fi chiller and heater. This unit brings most, if not all, of the core features you'll find in higher priced competitors, but comes in at 30 to 50% less cost. It's not here to win beauty contests, but it's a workhorse. If you're more interested in performance over fancy extras, this one's worth your attention. And as always, check the link in the description to check out the Warrior Max chiller and use code coldplungefacts, all one word, for $100 off. So let's start with the most important aspect that any serious buyer wants to know: price. The Warrior Max is set at $2,000. Still not a small investment, but compared to other similar capability chillers, this is a great price point. Sure, you can get or maybe have an entry-level chiller for, around $1,000, but they don't come with any sanitation typically, and usually have pretty low horsepower, so they can't really keep up with larger tubs. So really, they're only a half solution. When it comes to performance, this unit doesn't mess around. It handles up to 130 gallons of water, chilling it to 38 degrees Fahrenheit, or heating it to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Whether you're using a small tub or something larger, the Warrior Max has the power to deliver consistent temperatures across the board. That's a huge win for a chiller at this price point. Another big plus is the 20 micron filtration system combined with the UV disinfection. If you're going to reuse water for multiple plunges, which most of us do, this keeps the water fresh and clean without too much hassle. It's not the most glamorous feature, but it sure is practical. Clean water, less maintenance, more plunging. Another core feature is the Wi-Fi Control. You can adjust the temperature from your phone using their app. So if you're the type who doesn't want to get out of bed before cold plunging or wants to avoid freezing while the tub cools down, you can control everything remotely. It's simple, effective, which is exactly what you want. One thing I was pleasantly surprised by is the noise level. It's advertised as being as loud as your dishwasher, and that's pretty accurate. Here, have a listen. You'll hear it when it's running, but it's not obnoxious. Definitely quieter than I expected for something this powerful. And if you're planning to keep this in your garage or outside, the sound won't bother you much at all. And let's be honest, do we really need all the extra frills? The filtration system and UV disinfection keep your water clean, and the motor keeps your water cold. That's really all that matters. You're not buying this to win style points, you're buying it to keep your plunge cold, and for that, it works beautifully. But I do want to touch on a few things you might want to consider. First off, let's talk about the weight. This unit comes in at around 100 pounds. So yeah, it's definitely on the heavier side, but luckily it does come with wheels, which is something that we don't see too frequently when it comes to higher end chillers. So you don't need to break your back moving it around. You won't be carrying it up the stairs by yourself anytime soon, but if you're just rolling it into place, it's pretty manageable. The other thing I wanted to mention is warranty. It's only a 1 year, which is a little underwhelming for a product like this. It's not awful, but considering the investment, I'd like to see a bit more coverage. That said, if you're going to have issues, they'll likely pop up in the first year anyways, so it's not a deal breaker. All in all, the Warrior Max has all the main pillar features you absolutely need in a chiller, just at a significantly reduced price. If you're the type of person who leans toward, let's say, a Toyota Corolla or a Camry over a Lexus because you just want something reliable to get you from point A to point B, this chiller is your style. The Warrior Max 1 horsepower Wi-Fi chiller offers exactly what you need for an effective plunge without unnecessary luxury. If you care more about function than fashion and affordability and want to save some cash while still getting a reliable chiller, this is a no-brainer. Get cold.